Hello everyone, this is Amir from Canto Reviews and Cashback Offers. Today I'm going to be doing a bit of a review and demo video for Viper Cash by Chris Hitman. And basically what I would like to do here is I'm going to transition into the official demo for Viper Cash, so you could take a look into the product itself and see from the developer how it works and what it does for your website. Before we get into that video, I'm going to basically give you a quick introduction about what the product is, and I'm also going to announce my exclusive 25% cashback, PayPal cashback discount. Now what this is, I'm going to open up my review page here, and this review page is also linked below the video at the top of the description. Now what this is quite simple. With my 25% cashback offer, in effect what that means is every time someone purchases Viper Cash through my review page, as you see here, I receive a 50% commission from the vendor. Now what I'm doing is basically splitting my commission, my 50% commission with you. I'm splitting that 50-50, so obviously half of 50 is 25, hence your 25% PayPal cash back. Simply put, you are getting 25% PayPal cash back on any amount that you spend on the front end product and the OTO number one, which is the first upsell. This is the best deal online. No other affiliate I've seen is giving up 25% cash back on their own commission. But that's something that I've been putting together since a few months ago, and the feedback has been excellent, and so I'm still doing it to this day. I feel like people prefer getting money back over a handful of bonuses that they'll never use. So I'm not going to spend too much time on that, because if you go to my review page and check out the pricing and cashback section, everything is fully outlined there. And if you decide to purchase Viper Cash through my review page, I give you the instructions to claim your cashback as well right there. So what is Viper Cash anyway? Viper Cash is a new plugin. It's a plugin that caches your website, and in doing so it makes your website load faster, and it also promises to make your website load faster than any other caching plugin on the market. Now the developers have said that one of the reasons they actually created Viper Cache is because they went out and they researched the top performing caching plugins online, and they found quite a few flaws in these plugins, which presented an opportunity to kind of perfect the caching plugin, if you will, and create something that was all around flawless and could basically maximize the potential of how much you can speed up your website. Now if you're wondering why is it so important that your website loads fast, I can explain that as well, because I have been trying to rank websites on Google for several years now, and I have noticed that even though Google makes a lot of radical changes to their algorithms on a regular basis, there tends to be some rules that remain constant through every single update to the algorithm. Building backlinks has always been important, for instance. Now, what constitutes a good backlink, that has changed over time, but still, if you have a high quality backlink, those do help rank your website. On-page optimization is always important as well. But what Google is moving towards today is kind of the number one factor. I mean, it seems like every update that passes, this is becoming more and more important. And that is how fast your web page is loading. Now, what determines how fast your page is loading are things like, as you can see here on Pingdom, the size of your page is a factor, and the number of requests. that your web page has to execute every time someone visits is another factor that determines the ultimate load time. And of course, the server that your website is on as well, which is why some people go on a dedicated server, because they tend to be faster than if you're on a shared hosting plan. So while shared hosting plans may be cheap, you're also sharing your IP address with other websites, which could make it overall slower and a slower load time. So anyways, now the way that people speed up their websites is through caching. And here you can actually, I accidentally clicked into the Viper Cache plugin itself. I have it enabled on one of my websites, but this is it. These are just the settings. Now, caching, and I'm actually glad I'm here, because these settings that you see right here are basically, you can toggle them on or off. These are the default settings. And these are all different ways in which your website can become faster than it was before. And this is important. The last thing I'll mention before we go into the actual demo, this is extremely important because next month, July 2018, Google is expected to release a major algorithm update that primarily focuses on how fast your page is loading on mobile devices. Now, I know I said mobile devices, and it's true because people are increasingly using mobile devices to exclusively access the web in some cases, but it is extremely important for both mobile devices and desktop all around. I mean, in my niche in particular, whenever I do ranking analysis, I notice that the top ranking websites are always websites that look as plain as the one that you're looking at right now. There's no clutter, because that just slows down your website and that just doesn't work anymore. While there are many factors that determine what makes a website rank number one, here's one thing I guarantee you. You're not going to see a website ranking number one if it's full of clutter, unless, of course, we're talking about an authority domain that could do no wrong, like ESPN.com, CNN.com, so stuff like that are always going to rank ahead of their competition. But for the rest of us, the more plain and simple your website is, the better off you are. And caching plugins basically allow you to optimize your website so it can be as fast as possible. Alright, so let's transition into the Viper Cache demo. You can also watch it on my review page. Of course, you'll want to fast forward through this introduction if you've already watched it. But yeah, the review page is linked again below the video in the description. And this is also where you're going to get your exclusive 25% cash rebate across the board. This is the best deal online. Everyone else is going to be paying $37 to $47 on the front end. You'll be saving 25% of that. Plain and simple. I don't know why you wouldn't want to save money, because again, the bonuses that people are offering, they just, at the end of the day, you can either find them out there for free if you look hard enough, or even if you do, you're probably never going to use them. So why not just get money back? Anyways, let's go into the demo itself and let's take a look at Viper Cache in action.
Hello and welcome to the Viper Cache demo video. Now, before you enable Viper Cache, you may wish to perform your own speed tests using the Pingdom speed test tool. But please keep in mind that these services are not always 100% accurate, as the results can fluctuate with internet traffic. To get started with Viper Cache, simply install and activate the plugin as per usual. Once activated, simply click on the icon in the left navigation and enable Viper Cache here. This option enables your cache, blocks known bad bots, fake search engines, and scrapers. Now, if your website is running SSL, simply activate HTTPS caching here. If not, just leave this option disabled. The remaining options are enabled by default. so we recommend leaving them active, but if you need to disable any, you can do so. The Defer JavaScripts option will load all JavaScripts after your page loads to help increase speed. You can enable this if you're not running any critical page scripts. Disable emojis. This feature stops the WordPress default emojis and emoji scripts from loading. CSS and JavaScript cache. Most cache products don't cache JavaScript and CSS files, as WordPress alters the URL with version information. This option fixes that problem. Minimize CSS. This option reduces the number of CSS files by combining them into one file to improve load speed. Minimize JavaScript. This reduces the number of JavaScript files by combining them to improve load speed. Fix image sizes. This feature scans your media images and inserts width and height attributes, allowing for faster image rendering. Prevent image hot linking. This feature will prevent images on your website being linked to from other websites. Block bad bots. This feature will prevent known bad bots from crawling and scraping your website. Once you've reviewed these options, click Save Changes. Now, cache clearing will happen automatically when you change any page, post, or when you install new plugins, so there's no need to manually clear the cache like on other products. Where images or content on your page are created by external sites or outside WordPress, either update the page or reset the cache using the button below. Our Smart Cache preloading feature will preload the cache with your homepage plus 5 of your most popular pages. This is a unique bandwidth saving feature, as on large sites, cache preloading will tie up your processor, slow down your site, and eat your bandwidth. In this section, you'll see how many pages you have in the cache, the HTML optimization, the size of the largest file, and the cache history. If you ever need to disable the cache, simply disable the plugin. It's really that simple. The Reset Cache feature helps you clear and automatically rebuild the cache of your most popular pages. This is handy if you're linking to external content such as ad networks or images for the first time. And that concludes the Viper Cache overview video. Thanks for watching.